are the murderous pair. That went to jail and we murdered the murderers there. Then went to hell and discovered the devil delivered some hurt and despair.
Nope, that's Lex's job.
Restarting.
All right, and
Welcome again to the Beer on Fire podcast. We are reshooting because I'm an idiot that didn't have his mic on. I'm
never claimed to be professionals.
aka Erup, aka Podcasting, and again with me, the connoisseur of cunnilingus, Mansetsfire. So what we were
Certain
talking about,
peoples would attest.
certain
You
people,
know who you are, baby.
their plugs are in the description below.
Mm-hmm.
So what we were talking about was
That grinds our gears.
yes, overly nice people in traffic situations.
Overly nice drivers, specifically.
Yes. So my example was when you're trying to cross the street and there's one car coming down and it goes out of its way to slow down to let you cross.
Mm.
It infuriates. That's my. It's just why? Just drive. I'll walk after you go.
Yeah. Which is a very solid example. I mean, to be honest, it's annoying, and you're gonna notice a common thread between these two stories. Mine are the overly patient, overly polite drivers in a four-way intersection. I gave the example of, say you're chilling at a four-way intersection, you're at a full stop, you're safe. You look down, either check your GPS, take a sip of something, or just fix something in the car. And you're thinking like, okay, well, I've been here forever. It's like a solid 10 to 20 seconds. You're like, yeah, whoever's there said fuck this and drove past. So you're taking your time. But then you pick up your eyes and you see that the motherfucker's still standing there, still waiting in his car for you.
Right.
And you're just like, why? Why are you doing this? Now you're in a situation where you're the douche. And you're the one, motherfuckers are sitting there waiting on you. So you're either going to go full douche and say, fuck it. That 10, 15, 20 seconds is now 30, 45 seconds.
Yeah.
Or you're like sitting there giving them the tap, like toot toot, like, yo, go ahead. You give him the hand wave.
Right.
Now you're in a hand wave battle because he's sitting there. You're waving your hand like, yeah, dude, go ahead. I'll be here for a minute, whatever.
You have to
and
do
they're
that
looking
stupid, like, you can go, my,
and you got
don't put me in that position.
Exactly. This is all your fault. If you had just noticed that I was a douche and said, oh, he's dicking around, let me just go.
Right.
No. Now I'm sitting here waving at you. You're waving at me. We're making eye contact. We're looking into each other's souls. We're like, look here, bro. Can you just go, please? I know I fucked up. I know I have committed sins. Please just forgive me for this one time and just go. And they're looking at you all like freaking, Messiah-like, and they're like, it's okay, my son. You may go. I have forgiven you. I've absolved you of sin. Please continue. But how long is that shit's going to last? It normally goes on like that until someone behind either you or me gets upset and either cuts us off to go in front of us or is honking their horn, and the different types of honks.
Okay.
It's not that gentle, like, toot toot, hey, pick your eyes up and go. It's that long-winded, like, beep, beep, hurry the fuck up, I'm trying to go home and get some pussy type of honks. And it's like, now you're just like, all right, dude, fuck you. And it turns into this whole thing. Just don't be overly nice.
I think that's good for just life in general. Don't be too nice.
Well, yeah.
Don't be a dick,
I can see
but
that.
don't be too nice.
I can see that.
There's a middle ground.
I can see that.
Be real.
Definitely there is a middle ground between being a dick and being a pussy.
Yeah. Because if somebody is overly nice, you're hiding something. That's all it is. You're hiding something. Nobody is that nice. You got some weird shit happening.
In my experience, it's the people who tend to be overly nice that when they finally do break character and you find out some shit about them, it's like they either had some crazy traumatic history or they're secretly a serial killer.
Which was going to be another one of my examples. I was going to say, it's like when you go over to somebody's house and it's way too clean. It's like, oh, you have bodies in it. Why is your house so clean?
100%.
Like, your house should not be passing a white glove inspection every fucking day.
Oh, yeah. If I go over to someone's house and their house is like absurdly clean. I'm talking like you go into it and it smells like a freaking hospital that's just hired a high-end cleaning company. And I'm gonna have some questions. I'm gonna be like, well, first off, is this your house? Did you just kill somebody? Did you just kill somebody, clean up the body, and I'm now here chilling with you playing Halo? Or I'm asking straight up, like, how do you get this clean? It'll be these same motherfuckers who'll sit there and be like, oh yeah, I know how to like completely dissolve a body with lye. Or whatever other chemical concoction.
I definitely don't kill anybody. I just know how to.
Yeah, I just know how to dispose of a body. I don't kill anybody. I just know how to dispose of a body and make everything look absurdly clean.
Yeah, who doesn't know that when you bury a body, you're supposed to bury an animal above it, so when the dog smells it, they dig it up and animal first, and they're like, oh, who doesn't know that?
Who doesn't know that? You know what I mean? Like, it's weird. It's weird.
Right?
You know? Or people who will casually be like, oh, you know, you'll cut yourself and maybe you'll get blood on your shirt or something. Right. Same motherfuckers will be like, oh yeah, I know like 6 ways to get blood out of a shirt. Do you?
Yeah. Why?
What situation were you in that you needed to not only know how to do that, but know how to do that 6 ways?
You have a foolproof method for like no matter the material.
Exactly.
Like, you're like, oh, leather? We got you.
Yeah. Poly, like synthetic blends, natural cotton, natural fabrics, doesn't matter. I know how to get it out of all of that. Yeah, you're weird, bro.
Weird.
You're fucking weird, bro. Maybe you need to get the fuck away from me. You know, maybe. Just maybe. You know, I just thought of another example. Or it'll be the motherfuckers who will sit there, right? I don't know if this happened to you, but this happened to me. I was going to a supermarket, right? And, you know, you never know, because in New York, it's tight. Billion people everywhere. All at once.
Everybody's on top of each other.
Everyone's on top of each other, not in a good way. And you're just like, okay, so you'll come in out of the supermarket, you'll see somebody pushing a cart, and they'll wave at you because they'll be like, oh, you looking for park? Yeah, follow me. Yeah, cool, thanks, bro. You thinking, all right, awesome. I don't need to circle for 20 minutes. Cool. I just follow this dude 2 minutes to his car, 5 minutes to his car max. And the motherfucker is all the way at the other end of the lot. And it's like a solid like 8-minute walk.
Right.
To where he's parking to the front of the store. It's like, bro, if you had let me know that you had parked all the way over there, I would have told you to go along your way and to fuck off. But now I already told you I'm following you, so I can't just be like, fuck this dude and drive off. I'm like, okay, I guess I'm here for the journey. I'm driving all the way there. And then when I'm driving all the way there, I'm walking all the way back to the store, conducting my business, and then walking all the way back. You know what I think it is? I think it's cyclical. I think somebody did it to him, so he's just passing along the fuckery to someone else, and he's doing it to me, so he could just complete the cycle. That's what I think. It's like chain.
He wanted the power.
Yeah, he wanted the power. He had the power taken away from him, so he wanted it back, and he took my power away from me, and I'm not cool with that. But yes.
That's actually how I got into fighting.
Is it now?
Yeah. It's just, you know, you get into fights when you're younger. You know, it happens. And getting into a fight and being just manhandled by another dude.
Oh, you're not talking fighting, you're talking getting fucked up.
Yeah, like, it might start as a fight, but ended up with him just throwing me around.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's never going to happen again.
Yeah.
So
100%.
I learned how to fight.
100%. 1,100,000%.
Yeah. There's no worse feeling than being manhandled.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine what went.
Yeah. I will admit, I've never gotten into a fight where I've gotten manhandled. I have gotten into fights where I've been outskilled before.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I've gotten into fights where it's like, you know, because I was always a big dude. Big meaning fat, but whatever. Anyway.
With 3 C's?
3 C's. Anyway. Let me get that 3 C's. Anyway. But yeah, I've never really gotten into a fight where I was like completely manhandled. No. I have gotten into fights with motherfuckers who knew how to fight where I didn't. That was eye-opening. You know what it is to get into a fight with somebody? And like, number one, I don't know how it is elsewhere, but like in where I'm from, there's like 2 types of fighters. There's like the dude who's super amped up for no reason. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna fuck you up. He's talking all wild, spicy shit. He's making an ass of himself. He's like, yeah, blah, 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 fuck you, bro, blah, 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 blah. Cool, whatever. Then there's the motherfuckers who will just stand there and look
Yeah.
at you.
Yep.
The motherfuckers who will stand there, they probably got their hands in front of them like this. You know the types. Everyone who's listening to this knows the type.
Yeah.
The type of dude who'll just sit there and ice grill you. The type of dude who knows what he's gonna do to you, but is just gonna wait and let you find out.
Yeah.
What happened to me was I got into a fight with a motherfucker. It was this big dude. Granted, I was in high school. I was probably like a sophomore. This dude was like a junior who got left back. Right? Yeah. Tall dude, was in a gang, beat people up for fun. But again, he was like tall and silent. I think I owed the nigga like sorry, apologize. Bleep that out. I think I owed the dude like I think I owed the dude like $5 or something. $5, right? And I'm admitting I was dicking around. I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll get it to you. Fuck off. I'm not giving you shit.
Right.
I remember we were in math class. He just says calmly, it's like, dude, you gonna give me my $5 or am I gonna have to hurt you? I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, dude, I've been asking for my money now for like ever. And you're not giving me my money, you're giving me bullshit.
And it's so much worse. It's like he didn't say like I'm gonna fight you. He said I'm gonna have to hurt you.
Big dudes in the world. Big dudes of the world. Okay? Big, tall dudes of the world. If you ever think you gotta be that dude to be sitting there hemming and hollering, dude, your size speaks for you. You could talk to him like when you hear Mike Tyson talk and you're just like, oh, the man who's knocked dudes out like that sounds like that, terrifying.
You see that video?
Same thing. Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I did.
Pretty sure.
Yeah, but this dude is the same thing. He just basically came at me like that, and I won't front. I was feeling myself. I'm like, yeah, well, I felt protected is what it was. I was in a class. Teacher was in the back. I was like a sophomore. He was a junior. Like, got left back. So whatever age that is, it might be like 14, 15.
Yeah, that's around the age of like being overly confident.
Yeah. This dude just gets up. He hits me like right below the chest. I later found out that is the bread box, or the sternum, or whatever.
Yeah.
Dude, in one shot, knocks all of the air out of my chest.
Sucks.
Almost sends me to the floor in that one shot. Doesn't do anything. Just stands there. And is watching me as I'm trying to breathe. I'm doing just cannot breathe. Hyperventilating. Yeah, and he's just standing there looking at me like, right, so you're going to give me my money next time I see you, right? And I'm like, I can't even answer the dude. He's just like, that's what I thought. All right, cool. Pats me on the back and says, all right, I'll see you. And walks off. Now, to this day, that is a point of like soul crushing to me. Like, all the pride left my body with that one punch.
I was gonna say that I would put that on the same level as being manhandled.
Yeah.
Like that's not being manhandled, but I would put that at the same level of just another guy just rocked your shit and walked away.
And walked away. Man literally just put me to bed and just walked away and was like, I'll see you and I'll tell you what, I got that motherfucker his money after that.
Yeah,
I got him his money. And I was like, all right, cool. I didn't want to see you again. Fuck off. All right, that was that. You know, but yeah, that I would definitely say is the equivalent of being manhandled.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was there ever an instance where you manhandled somebody else?
A couple times in the army. But
okay.
Nothing like it's like it was never like a one-on-one fight. It was usually like at the club. People drunk. And it's like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to give
Story
myself
time with Erup. Come on now. Give us a story, bro. You don't have to incriminate yourself. Give us a story.
I'm not going to tell a story about a fight. But I will tell a story about two guys who wanted to fight me. But bitches. Alright, so when I was in Germany, I went to a club called The One.
I am the one, the only one, the button. Okay.
It's the club you go to if you are looking for a fight.
Okay.
Yeah. So we went there, and this is when I was with my ex-fiance, half German girl.
The one before Lex.
Yeah. So we were in the smoking area, smoking cigarettes, because they have like a dance floor, and then they just have like a garage. Kind of thing. Like a big ass open space that you go. So we were out there smoking, hanging out, and guy walks up, and he was from another company.
Oh, he was in the army.
Yeah, he was some black dude. Brown was his last name. I don't know. So he walked up, like straight up to my girl, and in front of me was like, you know, if you weren't with him, I'd be all over you right now.
All right, so that's straight up him wanting to fight you. Cool.
Right. But he might as well just hit me in the face. Like,
yeah.
So,
yeah.
This was still after my anger days. So I didn't jump into a fight, but I just like put my hand against his chest, you know, pushed him back, and I was like, you need to back the fuck up. Like, you know, and then he got super fucking excited, started jumping up and down and all that kind of shit. Went back into the club section, came back with his homeboy, this like 5'4" Mexican dude, another soldier. And so they just both came back, started getting in my face, and just started just talking. And I literally just stood there. I was just like, are we doing this or not? And they just wanted to keep yelling. And they had a third friend there that I actually knew. He was in their company, but he deployed with us my first deployment. So me and him actually knew each other. He came up to me and he was like, yo, these guys are fucked up. They're drunk. Like, don't fuck them up. Like, you know.
Yeah, don't engage.
Yeah. And I was like, I'm good, dude. I was like, you need to get them away from me. Like, I'm not gonna just sit here and take this whole fucking night. So, you get them away from me, I'm not gonna start shit. And so, yeah, he took care of the situation that day. And then the next week, me and my girl went to a bar that was like close to the base. And this is one of those bars that it's more like a very small like ramp kind of feel to it. But the entire front of it is window. So you can see out front. And it has like a balcony, like porch, whatever. People can smoke on. And so we were sitting there. We were sitting at the table, like right by the entrance. So we were sitting there, and it's like a table of us, like 8 people, give or take. And I watched the black guy come up the stairs, see me through the window, stay outside, and called his homeboy again, the small Mexican dude. And he waited out there until his friend showed up, and then came into the bar and started talking all this shit. And I was like, dude, I watched you sit out there. Like, how are you gonna talk shit?
Because he's a bitch.
Yeah, I watched you do it. Who are you trying to fool now? But okay, so the funny part about that though is that he came into the bar and started talking all this shit, you know, bitch ass white boy thinking he could, blah blah blah. And I was just like, alright dude, hope you're having a great fucking night. And I was sitting there with my boy Richie. And Richie is like the nicest guy. Doesn't fight anybody. Super tall, skinny.
When the nice guys break, that's when things get interesting.
He didn't break. But the guy started talking about shit. He's like, I'm gonna fuck you up. I'm gonna fuck your boy up. Like, start pointing at everybody. And one of the guys I was sitting with is like a black belt in jiu-jitsu. And so like he pointed at him. He was like, I'm gonna fuck you up. And he just looked at me like to each other. And he was like, I would rock his shit. I was like, I'm well aware. But then he pointed at Richie and he was like, I'll fuck you up. And Richie was like, what the fuck did I do? It was like, I was sitting here.
I was just fucking sitting here. What did I do? I didn't do shit.
Yeah, fucking great. But I hate that kind of shit. And then on my second deployment, the little Mexican guy was there. He volunteered to go with us. and we bumped into each other. We weren't in the same platoon, but we did like some training. And we each had like our own rooming areas. But I walked by him one day and he was like, "Hey, are you that guy from the club that one night?" I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "Hey man, I just want to say I'm sorry." I was like, "Alright." He goes, "Yeah, I don't know what the fucking beef was. That was just my boy. He said he needed my, like, I had to have his back, so I was there for my boy." He was like, "But I don't have any problem with you." And I was like, "Alright, respect you." And we actually became decent friends after that. Don't really talk to him a lot. We're cool now.
See, that's my other question. Was there ever an instance where you had to ride, and I know the answer to this question already, but for viewers, was there ever a situation where you had to ride for your boy, knowing, honestly, your man is 100% in the wrong, but you had to ride with him anyway? Yep.
That's the rule.
That's the rule.
It doesn't matter. Afterwards, you pull aside and go, "Yo, what the fuck is that?"
Yeah.
But in the moment, it's the same thing with being in a relationship.
1000%.
I'm with Lex. Whatever the fuck she says, have her back. Even if I'm gonna call her so stupid later. But in that moment,
1000%.
yeah, you have to.
1000%.
Yeah.
You have to. You have to. It's
If you're
not
not
even a
like
question.
that,
Yeah, if you're not like that, then I mean, you really need to reevaluate your life. Like, don't get me wrong. Now, here's my thing. Like, at what point is it too far? Because what happens if you're in a situation when things get real serious, and you know your boy is wrong? Do you pull your boy to the side in front of people,
I mean,
or it's like fuck it, you?
What's the context?
All right. Hypothetically,
This is very issue dependent.
yes, and I respect that. Hypothetically, let's say you're in a situation where you're at work. You may work for a 4-letter agency or a 4-letter department. Your boy, might have been in a situation where he did something he wasn't supposed to because he was fiending, he was thirsty for bullshit. You happen to be in the area. He calls you. Fuck it. I'll just make it a story. All right. Listen, what happened was, right? I used to work for NYPD, whatever. Yeah, and not the boys with the guns, but another department. We'll go into that some other time. There was a situation, right? My boy, it's very divided. Like, you quickly know who your people are and who aren't your people.
Right.
And the people who are your people, you guys know that there's certain situations where you pick up that phone, you call them. I mean, you have a radio, which is the official channel where you pick up your radio and you get police and all this other shit, and they come to an area and all this other stuff.
Right.
But then you got situations where you use your phone and you call your boys in your area. So he got into a situation with somebody, and he picked up the phone. He called me. He's like, "Yo, I'm at this situation. Apparently, he wrote a ticket for somebody, and that somebody wasn't happy. It turns out that person was driving around the neighborhood looking for him. Right. He found him. So he picked up the phone. He called me. He called me and my other boy. It's like, yo, I'm on so and so and so and so. These 3 dudes. They're after. They come at me. They're talking all kinds of shit. They're trying to get in my face. Blah 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 blah. Say no more. Say less. I'm there. I'm there. If anyone knows anything about me, if you're genuinely my boy, you pick up the phone, you call me, I'm there. Even if it's a stupid situation, I'm gonna be there. I don't care. I'll be there to do what I gotta do." So we beeline there. It's this Puerto Rican dude. Shout out to my boy Yala. It's this big. He's chunky, but he's muscular too. This other dude, my boy Balthazar. Fuck it. And then there's me. So we all show up different times. At one point, I show up first. Balthazar shows up like a couple minutes afterwards. These dudes are getting in his face. Yo, what the fuck? Blah, 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 blah. And they're like, yeah, you guys always here writing these fucking tickets. Fuck you guys. Blah, blah, blah. They're getting in his face, whatever, whatever. Me, my first inclination is to use my brain about the situation. I'm going to be like, all right, cool. I'm like, well, hold on. Let me see the ticket. Blah, blah, blah. This man wrote a fucking bogus ass ticket. Like literally completely off base. Like off base. didn't have a leg to stand on, whatever. I'm looking at him like, why? Why would you do this? You know, like you were that thirsty to write a ticket. This, that, and the third. Yeah, trying to hit that quota. And well, not even quota. It's more complicated than that, but we'll go into that some other time. Ultimately, these guys are getting in his face now. Now they're getting in my face. By the time Balthazar shows up, they see him. He's a tall, big dude. So you know that automatically makes them tone shift a little bit. But it's just like, you know, we'll see what happens. After a while, you know, me and Ayala, we break. We're like, yo, what the fuck you trying to do then? You know, because it's this certain part of Queens where it's like this kind of mixed Indian or Arabic / Greek neighborhood, and everybody's tempers are hot. These are a bunch of like Arabic dudes. So they come in to getting all out. Eventually, we break. We're like, yo, what the fuck you trying to do then? You sitting here in our face, you talking all this shit, blah, 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 blah. And I guess like once that happens, it breaks the tension because it's like, oh, well, you're not supposed to be reacting that way and whatever. But, you know, there's only so much you could take. Eventually, you're like, yeah, fuck it. All right, if we're fighting, we fighting. Fuck it. So we start going at them, this, that, and the third. Long story short, the tension kind of breaks because it's like, after a while, they realize, oh shit, we're the ones in uniform. So yeah, we might lose our jobs, but if you fight us, we're in uniform. You're fighting somebody in uniform. Good luck trying to explain that to somebody, right? So eventually that breaks the tension, and it's like a bunch of yeah, whatevers, and blah 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 blahs, and they get back in their car and they drive off or whatever. Immediately, I grab this dude by the shirt. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Blah blah blah. Start going in on him or whatever. My thing is, should I have pulled him aside before that?
Nope.
Or should I? Because I mean, it could have just as easily turned into a fight. That would have been a fight. That would have been lost jobs. That would have been police. That would have been a real messy, real situation.
Yeah. But you didn't know any of that information before. Like, so you can't justify changing what happened before you had it. You know what I'm saying? So you did everything right. In my opinion.
Well, yeah.
But maybe if you had known all that information going into it, then maybe. But you didn't. So you can't, like, all you knew is something was going down.
I guess. But that's why I posed a question to you. It's like, in that situation, let's say they didn't back down, and it turned into an all-out fight.
Yeah.
I mean, well, you were in uniform. I'm sure you know, granted, a way higher level of uniform, respect due to that. But I'm sure the policies are somewhat similar, where it's like, okay, you get into a fight with civilians or whatever, that's going to be more on your ass than theirs.
Yeah, probably.
Would it have been worth it? Would it have been worth it to back up your boy who was wrong in that situation?
If we're talking about being in uniform, every time. It doesn't matter. Because there's a lot more that goes into it when you're serving. Because you're going to go to war with this guy. So in any situation, you guys have to know that you have each other's back. No matter what.
Yeah, I guess.
So it doesn't matter. Even if we're back at base, like at home, and we're at a club, and somebody does something stupid, you're there. It doesn't matter. Because you have to, you know, that's what you would want from him. Like, you're going to war, so you have to trust him. For it to.
Yeah. It's hard to sit there and say I can relate to that on any level because I have not gone to war, but I can understand the feeling.
But it's different not if you're not going to war. But I don't know. Are you about that life or not? That's what it all comes down to. I was like, I'm 34 years old. I got 2 kids. I'm married, and like just like a fucking month ago, like my boy almost hit me up to go like fuck some people up. And I was down. Just, I don't know. The way I grew up. The way I'm too old to change now.
Well, you're not, but yeah.
I mean, sure. I'm just like,
Yeah, there you go.
okay, but that situation was my boy Chacha, his girl's dad was at one of the car shops, and something came up where they're going to charge him like ridiculous amount of money. And so she went to Chacha and was like, "Hey, can you go like help my dad out? Like, can you figure this out? Fix it?" And immediately, Chacha's mind goes to, "Oh, we're gonna go beat these people up." And so immediately he starts calling me to do it. And she was like, "Who are you calling?" And he was like, "Jeff." He was like, "For what?" He was like, "You told me to take care of it." He was like, "No, not like that, you psycho." I meant go talk to them. But it's like, yeah, I don't know. It is.
So you're on Cha-Cha's shortlist then?
That's my boy.
Okay.
That's my brother.
That says a lot. That says a lot to be on your man's shortlist.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I'm just that way. Because, like I said, I think I just got it from the military. That's what I want from my friends. So that's how I'm doing. Like, if I get into any kind of situation, whatever, like, I want to know my friends will always have a pet. Like, if you're not about that, fuck out. I don't need
it. Have you ever had a situation where you called on somebody and they let you down?
A lot when I was younger. That's why I don't really fuck with people. That's how I got all fucking introverted. Stop trusting people.
Fair enough. Come on now, story time. You share a story, I'll share a story.
I don't know. I don't know, just multiple times. Just like not even like fuck me over type shit, but just like doing like small shit. Of like, I've had my boys like hit on my girls behind my back.
Yeah, I was just about to say that's my fears.
I'm not even. Why do I want that energy in my life? Fuck out. Like, I'm not dealing with it. And then just small shit like that. Just builds up. I was just like, I can't fucking trust anyone. Until I met Lex.
What did Lex do to really? What did Lex? Well, first off, where is Lex? I thought she was gonna guest.
She was.
Okay. So, yeah. So, what did Lex do to really gain your trust?
She was just there. All the time. She's still here. She's never once given me any reason not to.
Now, here's the thing. Do you think something like that is built? Like, how does one even build that type of trust?
I mean, I wasn't built. I was just compatibility. Because I think both of us grew up getting fucked over by so many other people that we found each other and we were just like, alright, this is the last one. I'm putting all of the remaining trust I have in humanity. And I think that's, I like to believe that's how she felt too. But for me, I was like, she's it. She's in here. She's always there for me. Looks out for me. Takes care of me. Even when we weren't dating or fucking around. Like, she was just always there. So, yeah, I don't know. And I was like, this is the last one. If she hurts me, I'm killing everybody.
Jesus. Sad thing is, as a military vet, that's a little scary to hear. Just saying. Yeah, I basically feel the same way. I hit a point where I just honestly, with my past, I just realized I'm sharing more in this episode than I did in the entire season. Yeah, like basically with me, yeah, I just was just like screw it. I just didn't care. I was at a point where I just completely gave up on that. And I just kind of was at a point where I was like, you know what, screw it. I'm just gonna keep my head down, pick some random chick. Okay, cool, and that would be that. And I didn't really care for like the whole okay, I'm gonna try to do this and try to be, not taking care. I figured I was just like, all people care about is X, Y, and Z. I'm just gonna play the game and move forward. And then I met Nymph. And then I realized I was like, oh shit, this could there are people out there that actually think like I do and move like I do. Or not even like I do. Sometimes she does it to a point where she does it better than I do. Like I like to think I'm certain ways, and she just actually is that way.
Right.
And just having her around was like a breath of fresh air. Because otherwise, if I didn't do that, I would have just said, "Screw it, I'll fucking pick some random chick, be with them, and that'll be that. I'll fucking put some kids in her, and then I'll check all the boxes, and there you go. Resolve myself to being, that dude who's married, and that'll be that."
Well,
I'm very happy that's not the case.
So you're on the same fucking path. Like you asked how you get to that level of trust.
Yeah.
Like that's how it is. Like you guys didn't like meet on dating app or whatever. You guys met naturally.
Mm-hmm.
And came together. And now as long as both of you are all in, don't hide shit from each other.
Yeah.
That's all it takes.
Yeah. Long story short, I mean, she and I, yeah, well, you know how we met. We met on freaking Twitch and all that other stuff. Yeah. And now we're at a state where we're just like, hey, look, let's just give this a serious go. And yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It has to happen now.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm so against like dating apps.
Me too.
I'm like, just go out. Go out, do shit that you like to do, and you'll find other people that like to do the shit that you do.
Well,
if you enjoy rock climbing, go rock climbing.
Yeah.
I'm sure you'll find a girl that likes rock climbing. Just like.
See, okay, here's the thing though. That's easier said than done, especially with us in this situation. Me and her actually talk about that a little bit. She and I met probably in the best scenario because we met on Twitch.
Right.
And what is Twitch primarily? I mean, despite what the front page is, it's supposed to be about gamers being around other gamers, not fucking ear licking and hot tubs and whiteboards.
Hey, this is some of my favorite streams.
Yeah, good luck with that. Totally can see you in a Speedo and a whiteboard and a hot tub.
Oh, if I get paid.
Yeah. But like, yeah, we met on a platform that basically is about what we were about.
Right.
And we were just two gamers who came together and we met and we're like, oh shit, I like gaming. You like gaming? Well, do you like this? Yeah, I like that. We found out that we were super compatible. So bearing that in mind, like, yeah, that's like the ideal scenario. Now, I do understand though that dating in the modern world can be a little complicated, especially with everyone's lives being as it is, and then just with social environment as it is. It's like it's scary now to just walk up on somebody and talk to them.
Oh yeah, if me and Lex ever get divorced, I'm never dating again.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be a whore.
Yeah.
I
don't blame you. I don't blame you. But I mean, just think about it though. The reality of today, and environments and stuff like that. It's very intimidating to just walk up to somebody you don't know and strike up a conversation. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just saying like the actual practical application of just walking up to someone who's you don't know what mental state they're in, you don't know anything about them. All you know is you see them from across the room and you figure I want to talk to them. That can be very difficult. She and I had the conversation before. We were like, oh well, if we didn't meet on Twitch, would we meet? Short answer, no. She's on the other side of the planet. But barring that, like if me and her were in a room, what would we be able to really like talk and get to know each other like we did? Short answer, we don't know. You can't know because at the end of the day, I told her flat. I was like, yeah, they're like with the way you are and the way I am, and then there's a level of how we present ourselves in the mix. It's like, well, she presents herself one way, I present myself another way. That alone could be a barrier to overcome that some people just don't. Then it's like, as a man, you don't want to just be quote unquote the creepy guy who walks up on girls talking, you know.
No, that's what I'm saying. Is that I'm saying people need to stop trying. Like, I feel like the best relationships people just live your life. Like, do what makes you happy, whatever it is, and you'll meet someone.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, like, when people try too hard, of like, oh, I need to be in a relationship. Like, that's when it gets.
I'll definitely co-sign on that. If you ever get into a situation where you start feeling like you need to be in a relationship, probably being in a relationship is the last thing you need to be doing.
You should probably work on some mental health.
Yeah, probably work on some mental health. Probably work on developing yourself.
Yeah.
And definitely. I remember like I knew people like that. Like I knew people who were like they were serial daters and they sought validation in I have a boyfriend, I have a girlfriend. And they were not the best people to be around because they wrap themselves up in this other person and they, wrap up their identity into that other person.
Right.
And like when they're separated, it's almost like they don't know how to be a human being. And
Right.
I never understood that. I never wanted to be like that. Granted, I myself am a serial dater, but that's because, when I end a relationship, I happen to fall into a new one. Even with this current one I'm in, I tell her openly, like, hey, I had every intention of just being a fucking hoe bag and not caring, but
Right.
but and even when I was talking to her, I was talking to a few other girls at the time. But the thing is, he and I were just so compatible, I didn't want to talk to anybody else.
Yeah.
Like, it's what it is. It's like I found myself just like waiting for her to either wake up or to come online. And once I started talking to her, I didn't feel like talking to anybody else. Like there was instances where other girls would DM me while I'm talking to her, and I'm just like, yeah, I don't give a shit.
Right.
I'm talking to you, and that talking to you would last hours.
Wish girls would slide mine.
Shut the fuck up. You have girls sliding in your DMs.
No.
Yeah, you do.
No, I have a lot of guys sliding in my DMs.
I'm sure you have girls sliding in your DMs.
Not one.
Not single one?
Not a single one.
Liar. Hands on fire!
Like, I don't appreciate titties.
Alright, fine. I appreciate titties, but still. Yeah. Well, then, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, I say sliding in my DMs, but I mean, like, I was talking to them. It wasn't like they saw me and hit me up first.
Right.
Like, I was talking to them, and they were also talking to me back, so, yeah.
I understood what the fuck you meant.
Well, you was fucking looking at me like I had 6 heads for a second. Like, I wish someone would slide in my DMs.
No, I'm just DMs. Also, slide money.
Jesus. Slide in his DMs. Don't slide into mine.
Alright. I do want to put out there that we're going to start taking emails. I think we have a couple.
Ask us advice for shit.
Yeah.
So you get shit on your lives too.
I didn't want to read them off on this episode, so I could put it out there before we do it. So, advice, articles, if you want to talk about a news article. Literally anything.
Feed us content. We are content engine. Yeah.
Yeah. Outdone network at gmail.com.
Okay.
I know we got a couple.
Probably in the subject line, direct who you want answering the questions to. If you wanted to the Beard on Fire podcast, please put that in the subject line. If you wanted to the podcast, put that in the subject line. So that way we know who's intended for what. Oh, so then okay.
All the emails are going.
Oh.
I mean, unless you want to send a nice email talking about how much you like that podcast.
You can do that. You could also send us an email telling us how much you hate the Outdone podcast. You could be our super fan.
Okay, I'm also not going to say we're never going to not read an email on our podcast. Something might come up.
Flippy floppy. Look, just send us, put in the subject line who you want to answer in it, and we're good to go.
Tell us who you think is good.
They're going to pick you. It's always the dudes with the beards who get, like, chicks on them.
Yeah, okay.
It's true. It's fucking true.
I've been looking at it this entire podcast.
Scorpion pepper hot sauce.
I
Not for the faint of heart.
got some new Mexican hot sauce.
Cholula?
No. Alright, next podcast. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back to the market. I'm gonna get some more. Next podcast, I'm gonna need a lot of hot sauce. I'm gonna cry.
Okay. For this one, before we go, just so you can read it. It says scorpion hot sauce, scorpion pepper, all that other shit, right? Cheers.
Oh, you're fucking gangster. Gangster.
Oh, motherfucker.
All right.
And no water. So I'm dying on the inside. I thought I had water, but I don't.
All right. Until next week.
Next week.
Bye.
Bye.
We are the murderers pair. That with the jail and we murdered the murderers there. Then with the hell and discovered the devil delivered some hurt and despair.